Hey, my wonderful viewers, welcome back to my channel once again. It's your boy Style1, and please, if you are new on the channel or you are passing by, please subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell so that you can be the first person to see videos anytime I upload them. Okay, today what I have for you guys is that there is an other young Pan-Africanist who goes by the name OUSMAN Jassey from the Gambia, but we call them from Africa. We won't say from Gambia because they are representing the African nation. So this boy too is a law student in the University of the Gambia, and he is there to stand for Africa. This boy said, a young man said, let me just address him as that. A young man said things that make me happy, that young men of today, the youths of today are waking up. They are learning and growing in mind, because we have all seen what is going on in Africa. And when we have leaders like these people, we thank God that we get everything. We can be saying that, yes, things can be changed in Africa, as far as we have these young men growing and coming up as our brothers in other nations, like Polo Lumbumba. So this young boy also is just taking a step of our brother Polo Lumbumba. So he said few things that you know that it makes me happy when I heard those things. The first one is, what he said is that he talked about our economic system, how it is going. He also explained of what Chinua Achebe says about the young, as he said, where are our young sockers when the old bananas die? So he talked about also, we live in a world where women and men, we discriminalize each other because of our racial or ethnical or religious system. He talked about those one too, and he is right. All this is happening in Africa. This is the only reason today in Africa we are not moving forward, because of these beliefs, these racial or ethnical beliefs we have in mind are the only reason today we are not moving forward. You check the video and see.
We must grant ourselves sufficient latitude and wisdom and interrogate whether the continent of Africa is liberated from the disease that we have declared from unto ourselves in 1963. Today, the continent of Africa continues to punch below her weight in the economic arena, in the political arena, and in the social arena. Africans are dying younger than they were dying in 1963. Today, the continent of Africa is more disunited and more disintegrated than it was in 1963. We have our young men and women pursuing their way into the United States, to the Americas, to the United Kingdom, to Germany, to Italy, to Belgium, via the back way, because there is no opportunity created for young men and women. Today, as I speak to you, the continent of Africa is not at peace. Today, as I address you on this important occasion, there is upheaval in the Democratic Republic of Congo. There is instability in Somalia and South Sudan and in Cameroon. Young men and women of the continent of Africa are dying and being arrested and molested and have their rights violated, because there is threat of insecurity and fundamental human rights deprivation. This is the tragedy of Africa. A long time ago, a great man from one of the East African communities have always said that the tragedy of Africa is that Africa never misses an opportunity to miss an opportunity. And that is the context in which we have found the situation of the continent of Africa. We live in sad times. We live in a continent where men and women judge each other on the basis of their ethnic extraction, on the basis of their social and religious extraction, rather than on the basis of the content of our character. We live in a continent today where your young men and women who are pursuing their courses in the various courses and various academic institutions do not have the facilities that are required for them to pursue their careers. We live in sad times. We live in a continent today where our romantic economists and statisticians will often tell us that the economies of Africa is growing. But wherever there is the growth of economy of a particular continent or a particular country, and that effect is not reflected on the life of people, that is merely an equivalent of a voodoo economic system. I therefore hold the view that the economies of Africa may very well be growing, but there is a sense in which we must almost recognize that sense of romanticization of the indices and numbers. This is indeed the tragedy of Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so very much delighted to be present here with you, inasmuch as it gives us an opportunity to conduct a physiological examination of the faith of the continent of Africa. It has been said in 1962, Chinua Achebe, in his moments of doubt, when he cast his eyes on the continent of Africa, he posed the question that where are the young suckers that will grow when the old banana dies? Chinua Achebe, on this day you are lying in your grave, but I have a report to give to you that the young suckers that he was talking about are the same young suckers who cannot grow because the old bananas refuse to die. The old bananas refers to the older generation. The old bananas are supposed to disproportionately give some amount of fertilizer and quantity of water to the young suckers so that they may grow and liberate the continent from the chains and manacles of backwardness, from the chains and manacles of poverty, from the chains and manacles of disintegration, from the chains and manacles of disunity. Chinua Achebe, as you lie in your grave, the young suckers that he was referring to are the young suckers who are constituted in this assembly, are the young suckers who are present in the area of education, are the young suckers who are present in the area of skills, are the young suckers who are present in the area of entrepreneurship, and are the young suckers who are present in the area of activism. And that is why I believe that I owe a gratitude of appreciation and compliment to the leadership and volunteerism of Roti, the Rise of the Young, for pioneering and instituting an assembly such as this, because it is a mark and demonstration of the love and the heart that they have for the continent of Africa. For it is only in that context that we can demonstrate to the world that we are capable of feeding ourselves, that we are capable of steering the affairs of our generation, that the young suckers that the Chinua Achebe is talking about, we are the very young suckers that he is talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, as I draw to the conclusion of my speech, a number of things come to my mind. The continent of Africa today suffers from extensive and intensive leadership drought. We have our young men and women living in a country and continent today where their appetite is not sharpened to instill in them sense of love and patriotism. And the last time I checked, the foundational principle upon the growth of every society is love and patriotism. I urge you, even as we assemble in this assembly, even as we are constituted here, let this assembly be an occasion where it will instill sense of enthusiasm, sense of wisdom, and sense of spirit in us, so that when we go out there, we are able to stand firm and demonstrate to the Afro-pessimists and demonstrate to the Afro-cynics that we are the generation that are equivalent to saviors of this generation. And inasmuch as we are concerned, the continent of Africa will be liberated, despite the conflict that continues to stunt the generation, despite poverty, hunger, and disease that continue to stunt the generation. The continent of Africa will rise, because Africa must rise. The children of Africa deserve nothing but to rise, and the young men and women of the continent of Africa deserve nothing but just to rise. Writing therefore and speaking therefore in the early days,
as I told you, is a young and promising leader for Africa. These are the kind of people we have been looking for. We are still looking for. I know there are more and more of them, but they are not being shown to the public. But I know in future things will change as we are getting this kind of people in the society, in the continent, in our communities. We are going to move forward as a nation. As Africans, we have to stand and fight the corruptions that are going on in our continent. By doing so, we will be free from all kind of things. We have all the resources, we have the abilities, we have the knowledge of doing all these kind of things, if the young are given chance. Because where he said, where are the young suckers when the old bananas die? The meaning of that one is, when those that are in the power, when they are no more there, the young suckers that should come are the people living in the positions we are seeing today, our ministries, our parliaments, and our other places. Those were the young suckers, but they are not playing their roles. Few of them are playing the roles properly, but majority is not playing their role as expected of them. This is the only reason we, the youths of today, we have to come together and make sure that things go right. So when we have this kind of people coming up in our communities, in our continent, we have to guide and protect and help them to grow so that they can stand for Africa. Thank you very much. This is the message I have for you guys. So we have to support our people. We can do everything in Africa. We have the ability to do it. So let's keep on doing good for Africa and stand for Africa together as one. Together, unity, the unity between us should always be the best. We are Africans. We have to stand for Africa. Nobody can come and develop Africa for us. We have to do it for ourselves. Thank you very much. See you again in the next video. Thank you.